Here's a question that'll make you uncomfortable. Is profit the engine of human progress, or the weapon destroying our future? We've been told our entire lives that capitalism works, that the pursuit of profit drives innovation, creates jobs, builds civilization. But what if I told you that not all profit is created equal? That some profit actually builds the future while other profit systematically dismantles it? This is the profit paradox. And understanding it changes everything about how you see the modern economy, the financial elite, and your own role in the system. Most people think profit is simple. Revenue minus costs equals good. More profit equals better. The stock market rewards it. The job market depends on it. The global economy runs on it. But here's the uncomfortable truth hiding in plain sight. Capitalism's fundamental aim isn't actually to improve human life. It's to convert nature into commodities and accumulate capital, regardless of the consequences. A pharmaceutical company that creates life-saving medicine and one that creates addictive opioids both generate profit. A tech company that solves real problems and one that manipulates user attention for ad revenue both show gains. The economic system treats them identically, but are they really the same? This isn't some abstract philosophical debate. It's the most practical question facing humanity right now. Because the kind of profit we choose to pursue determines whether we're building sustainable wealth or accelerating toward economic collapse, whether innovation serves life or extracts it, whether the next generation inherits abundance or ruins. Stick with me and I'll show you a completely different way to understand profit. Not in dollars, but in energy. Not in quarterly earnings, but in system health. And by the end, you'll have a framework for distinguishing profit that creates from profit that destroys, a lens that changes how you invest, how you work, and how you think about the future of the world economy. Ready to see profit with new eyes? Let's dive in. Let's start by stripping away the propaganda and looking at what capitalism actually does at its most fundamental level. The system isn't designed to maximize human happiness, environmental health, or even innovation for its own sake. Its core mechanical function is converting natural resources, forests, minerals, human labor, ecosystems, time, attention, into commodities that can be bought and sold, and then accumulating capital from that conversion. Trees become lumber, become furniture, become profit. Human hours become productivity, become corporate power, become wealth concentration. This isn't a judgment. It's just describing the machine's actual operation. Now here's where it gets interesting. This conversion process can either build or destroy the future, and the economic system doesn't inherently care which. A company that clear-cuts a forest unsustainably and one that manages it for perpetual yield both generate profit in the short term. The financial crisis waiting to happen in the sustainable business model look identical on a balance sheet until suddenly they don't. The debt crisis building in the shadows and the genuine wealth creation both get celebrated by the stock market bubble until reality intervenes. The question, can profit build the future, has a nuanced answer. Yes, but only certain kinds of profit. And our current money system is terrible at distinguishing between them. This matters urgently because we're at a historical inflection point where the wrong kind of profit is dominating. Look at the modern economy. AI spending explodes not primarily to solve human problems, but to replace the job market and concentrate power. Automation advances not mainly to free humans for better work, but to reduce labor costs and increase extraction efficiency. The farming crisis deepens because industrial agriculture maximizes short-term profit while destroying soil health, water systems, and long-term food security. In every sector, the financial elite optimizes for capital accumulation regardless of whether it builds or destroys. And the cost of living keeps rising while system health keeps declining. We're converting the future into present-day profit, and the bill is coming due. But to understand why this happens and how to fix it, we need to think about profit in a completely different way. Here's the reframe that changes everything. Forget money for a moment and think about energy. Every living system, from a single cell to an ecosystem to human civilization, faces the same fundamental challenge. It must capture more usable energy than it expends, or it dies. A cell that burns more ATP than it produces doesn't survive. An animal that spends more calories hunting than the hunt provides starves. A civilization that consumes more resources than it generates or renews collapses. This is the real profit equation underlying all of economic reality, and it has nothing to do with currency. Now apply this lens to business and suddenly clarity emerges. Good profit, real, sustainable, future-building profit, is any activity that increases total usable energy in the system. A pharmaceutical company that develops a cure for a disease? That's genuine profit because it returns sick humans, low energy state, to healthy humans, high energy state, increasing the total productive capacity of civilization. A farmer who regenerates soil while growing food? Real profit. The system now has more capacity for future abundance. A tech company that creates tools making other businesses dramatically more efficient? Legitimate profit. More usable energy available to the whole economic system. These activities don't just redistribute existing wealth. They create new capacity, new possibilities, new usable energy. Contrast this with bad profit, extraction that looks like gain on a spreadsheet but actually reduces total system energy. A financial manipulation scheme that moves money from many pockets to few? Zero-sum at best. Usually negative when you account for the productive energy wasted on the manipulation. A business model based on creating addiction and then profiting from it? Massive energy destruction. You're converting healthy humans into damaged ones. The global slowdown in meaningful innovation while the wealth gap explodes? That's the signature of extraction masquerading as creation. The education crisis where costs skyrocket but outcomes decline? Classic bad profit. More money flows into the system, but total usable energy, educated, capable humans, decreases. Most of the modern economy's profit falls into this category, which is why economic inequality grows while economic uncertainty intensifies. Why numbers go up while real prosperity goes down. And there's a test to tell the difference. Want to know if a business is creating real value or just extracting? Here's the test. Expand your analysis boundary. Don't just look at the company's balance sheet. Look at the entire system it touches. Does it increase total usable energy when you account for all inputs and outputs? A solar panel company looks great in isolation. But if mining the rare earth minerals destroys ecosystems, poisons water, and displaces communities, and if the panels can't be recycled, did total system energy increase? Maybe, maybe not. You have to do the full accounting. A new medicine that saves lives, energy increase, but costs so much that families go bankrupt paying for it. Energy decrease elsewhere. Net positive or negative. The real answer requires expanding the boundary beyond quarterly earnings. This is where the hidden finance truth emerges. Most of what gets called profit in the financial system is redistribution, not creation. The central bank's printing money? Pure redistribution. The stock market gains disconnected from productivity improvements. Mostly redistribution. The corporate power consolidation making a few tech companies unfathomably wealthy while the job market hollows out. Classic extraction and redistribution. Real energy creating profit is rarer than you think. Which explains why, despite all the apparent wealth in the modern economy, most people feel poorer, more stressed, more uncertain. The monetary policy creates claims on energy, but not actual energy itself. And here's the deepest problem, the thing that breaks the whole system. Humans invented perpetual financial claims that can grow forever. Compound interest, stock market expectations, debt that rolls over eternally. But actual energy systems can't grow perpetually. They hit physical limits, ecological boundaries, thermodynamic constraints. We've created a money system where claims on future energy can expand infinitely through the magic of finance, but the actual energy those claims represent can't keep pace. This is the ultimate economic collapse mechanism built into capitalism itself. The financial crisis isn't a bug. It's what happens when infinite financial claims meet finite energy reality. The debt crisis, the credit bubble, the market crash scenarios we keep experiencing, they're all symptoms of this fundamental mismatch between perpetual financial growth expectations and the actual physical constraints of energy systems. And until we redesign profit to align with energy reality instead of financial fantasy, we'll keep lurching from crisis to crisis, each one more severe than the last. So here we are, standing at the edge of a choice that will define not just your financial future, but humanity's future. You now see what most people never grasp. Profit isn't one thing. It's two completely different phenomena wearing the same label. Real profit creates new usable energy, expands possibilities, builds system health. False profit extracts, redistributes, and destroys while generating impressive-looking numbers. And the global economy right now is drowning in the second kind while starving for the first. Think about where you direct your energy, your capital, your labor. Are you participating in activities that create genuine new value, that increase total system health and usable energy? Or are you, perhaps unknowingly, part of extraction systems that look profitable on paper while degrading the foundations of future prosperity? Look at your investments. Do the companies in your portfolio pass the energy test when you expand the analysis boundary, or are they just sophisticated redistribution schemes? Look at your work. Does it create new capabilities, solve real problems, increase net energy? Or are you in a bullshit job that exists only to capture a slice of the redistribution flow? Here's what I need you to do. This week, apply the profit test to one major area of your life. Pick your job, your primary investment, or a business you're considering supporting. Expand the boundary. Trace the full energy flows. Ask the hard question. Does this actually create new usable energy and system health, or is it just clever extraction? The answer might make you uncomfortable, might challenge decisions you've made, might force you to reconsider the path you're on. Good. Because the economic uncertainty you feel isn't going away. It's intensifying as the gap between financial claims and energy reality widens. The next financial crisis will be worse than the last, and the one after that worse still, until we fundamentally restructure how we think about and pursue profit. And if this video gave you a framework for seeing through the illusion, for distinguishing real value creation from sophisticated extraction, subscribe to this channel right now and turn on notifications. Because what's coming next dives even deeper. Specific strategies for aligning your life with energy-positive profit, companies and sectors that pass the test, and how to build genuine wealth in a world where most profit is fake. The profit paradox isn't just an intellectual puzzle. It's the key to your survival and prosperity in the decades ahead. Will you choose creation or extraction? The future literally depends on choices like yours.